Hello friends, Inessa back on the channel with you sharing a process video for Peartree Cutfiles. I've used the 3 frames with the seashells cut file for my layout and decided to continue to document my family vacation from actually from spring break when we went to Florida. And I mixed a couple collections here. I've got a couple papers from Vicki Boutin Sweet Brush, as well as some Blvd. So first things first, make sure you cut out your cut file. I chose to do mine in white textured cardstock from AC Crafts that I use all the time, and backed it with some watercolor paper that my daughter created. So she had just a session just playing with watercolors and making rainbows and flowers and whatnot. And I had asked her just to create some pieces for me with some abstract watercolors, and that is what I'm gonna use to back the seashells and I guess the seaweed. I don't know what these are called, but I thought it was perfect colors for backing these pieces. So once you get your cut file ready, the next step is really just tracing the on the back of the paper that you want to use, and then cutting it out. So depending on how you trace, you want to make sure that you cut. In my case, I cut it inside the line because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to be sticking beyond the edges of the cut file. So I will go quiet for a little bit, let you enjoy some soothing music while I do these steps, and then I'll be back in a little bit to show you the rest of the way. All right, so I'm just about finished with the cut file here, and before we move on to the next step, just wanted to remind you to please subscribe, comment, share the video. It helps greatly to help bring the content to others who might be looking for inspiration, and I really appreciate your support. So here's my little plug. Please make sure you subscribe and comment. So once you've got the last piece ready, now it is time to put it on my background paper. So I chose this beautiful water waves paper to do as my background piece, which I just happen to have. It's the back side of a fun Vicki Boutin Sweet Rush paper that I love, that's got those circles. I actually bought this because of these gorgeous circles, but ended up working really well for this layout, and I'll just have to buy more of it. This is why you have to buy multiples, right? So this cut file, I really love when Marie creates ones with frames, because I think it makes it so easy to create a page. What I did here was cut it to where the frames are about 3x4 size. And then you can see for the middle frame, I actually used 2 photos. And the app that I use is the Project Life app. It actually makes it really easy to create different grids that you can print on a 4x6 sized photo paper right off of your phone. And that's what I do for a lot of my layouts. So if I'm not ordering through Persnickety Prints, for example, I'm using my little printer at home paired with the Project Life app to do that. So it makes it super easy. So I decided to play around with the placement of the layout, and you'll see me kind of shift it off to the left side a little bit more so that I have space on the right to create a title. At first I thought maybe I was gonna put the title around the frames, but I kind of changed my mind as I saw how things laid out on the page. And then the other thing I would recommend, and what you see me do, is curl up some of the edges of the cut file, and that just gives it more dimension. So highly encourage that. And in terms of embellishment, I wanted to use a couple pieces from Scrappinhappy Studio, from a little travel set, and then alphas from Blvd. All right, so you know that saying when they say measure it twice and cut it once? Well, here I did not listen to that advice. So at first I didn't measure, but it wasn't even in terms of the placement of the letters. Then I realized that I ran out of A's in the orange alphabet that I had. So I had to improvise a little bit because I wanted to write out what A catch. So you see me adding the letters here and the little border strip from the sticker sheet, which actually came from Time to Travel from Blvd. Well, you'll see me in just a tad moving the letters around and adding the A. And then I had to go in and recut the border strip to make it longer to make sure it fit. So the reason I added the border strip is I didn't want the letters to just be floating on their own. And I also didn't want it to be too, I didn't want the border strip to pop so much. So that's why I ended up using this kind of tone-on-tone blue. I think it works. It kind of helps ground the letters so that they don't look like they're just floating in the ocean or in the water. And then because there's red in the photos, I wanted to bring red into the upper corner of the layout, which is why I also ended up adding the red alphabet for the second part of my title, so that as your eye moves around the page, there's a little bit more balance from a color standpoint. And I love that Bella red. It is so vibrant, and I certainly use it on a lot of layouts. So this is one of those that you definitely want to collect it in all the colors. Highly recommend it. All right, time to finish with some embellishments. I love these pop-up heart from Vicki Boutin. Again, this is from Sweet Rush, and I had them left over from other projects. So I decided to add a couple hearts throughout the page, really moving your eye from top to bottom. And then you can kind of mix and match the colors. I also pulled some heart stickers from the Time to Travel sticker sheet, because that also has really well coordinated hearts that match the colors on this layout. The other thing that I wanted to add was some arrows. So from the Chow chip, I pulled out a couple of those to help point the eye towards the fish that two of my kids caught. So a little bit of funny story there. So I've got 3 kids. 2 of them caught a fish, 1 did not, and he was so sad. Man, poor Nicholas. He was really looking forward to catching one, and he tried so hard, but unfortunately he didn't, and it was one of the things that he was pretty disappointed about. So I did end up capturing that in the journaling because, hey, he might want to remember that in the future. All right, last step in the process is adding the journaling bit. This one I pulled out from the ephemera pack from the Blvd collection and just added some of my memories and thoughts. Make sure you do that because you want to be able to look back and remember little tidbits about your experience or the photos. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this useful, and I hope to see you back on the channel soon. Have a lovely day.